I'm Catherine Bradley, and I will be presenting you Business Communications in the Age of COVID-19. Now, a lot of things have changed because of COVID, and one of those is how businesses communicate both with the outside world, so external communications, and also with all of their employees, which is internal communications. The first way that things have changed is with respect to external communications. Now, that includes both your community, your consumers, and your stockholders. And it's really important to reach out to all of those people and kind of reassure them and just kind of bring them along with you on your new age of, COVID-19. And the last bullet point talks about being honest, and it's really important, especially with stockholders and consumers, to be honest with them about what's going on. Even if your company is facing some difficulties, it's better to be honest and tell everybody what's going on instead of lying about them. And helping your community and changing processes can be summarized with the same point, which is described in the article How COVID-19 Has Changed Business Communications, published by Yovu on June 30th of this year. And they talk about how a restaurant was only open for 2 months before COVID started, and rather than shutting their doors and firing their employees, they changed their business to help those with food instability. And so rather than, firing everybody and just not working, they shifted from being a typical restaurant to helping out their community and providing their community with a service that wasn't being provided. And so whether you're changing the product you're making or the way that you're doing your business, it's really important to change all of that so that it benefits not just you, but also your community and your consumers. And so part of that is reaching out and being open and honest and kind of working with everybody else to find the best solution for everyone. And the next form of communication that's changed is internal communications. And the biggest thing that internal communications has lost is that face-to-face interaction, which is really important because 55% of communication is body language, while only 38% is tone of voice and 7% are the actual words spoken. And that was said by Jeff Thompson in his Nonverbal Communication and Numbers Game, published by Psychology Today on September 30th of 2011. And since 55% of communication is body language, by only writing emails or texting or doing phone calls, you're missing out on a big portion of what's actually being conveyed. And one way to fix that is by doing video calls. And according to Audrey Conklin, in most popular video conference apps published by Fox Business on June 19th of 2020, Zoom, Cisco WebEx, and Google Hangouts and Google Meets are the top 3 most common or most used video chat platforms. And by doing video calls instead of just phone calls or emails, you're getting both that verbal and nonverbal communication. You're also sharing ideas a lot quicker. So rather than waiting for the next email or needing to shorten what you're trying to say, you're able to say it all and exchange ideas a lot quicker and reach a conclusion that you like a lot faster. And I think my video was covering up the last point, but that would be to form better relationships. Since you're working with your coworkers, you need to have a good environment. You need to have a comfortable environment between everybody. Since work is not just about what you're doing, it's about the environment and everything that's going on, because the environment really helps productivity and helps everybody work better together and get out better products. And one other area that kind of relationship forming is missing are the water cooler talks. Because people aren't working in an office anymore and they aren't sitting at their desk and then going and getting a cup of water, you're not able to have that small chit chat with your other coworkers, and you're not getting that nice, convenient, easy built-in break anymore. And these breaks are important because, quote, without taking adequate breaks from work, employee productivity, mental well-being, and overall work performance begin to suffer, end quote. And that was said by Alan Cole in New Study Shows Correlation Between Employee Engagement and the Long-Lost Lunch Break, and that was published by Forbes on May 29th of 2018. So by missing out on these water cooler talk opportunities, you're missing out on a lot of interactions and relationship building between the employees, but also missing out on the breaks that help boost productivity of your employees. And some simple ways that businesses and bosses can facilitate this is by offering opportunities and time for the employees to share personal stories or even share business or progress updates. And that idea can be summarized best by Dennis Vu in COVID-19 Has Changed the Business Communication Game. Here's How to Adapt, published by Chantry on August 10th of 2020, where he talks about how if a business is changing the product that they're making, or they're donating a lot of protective equipment to local hospitals, those are good morale boosters and something other than work to talk about. And it can even be as simple as, sharing a recipe that somebody liked, or a funny meme, or a cute cat video, something that offers that nice break from work and builds that relationship. So while things have definitely changed because of COVID, they don't have to be worse. These small changes can continue to help productivity and building relationships. And the productive and communication game, while different, can remain the same. And this is my work site.